what you like? You've put the foot in the chips, Jennifer. Oh. Let me tell you something. We were on a struggle bus this morning, people. Here. This afternoon. What in the whole hell is going on here? Here. There we go. There it is. Okay. Welcome to the Menopausal View. Welcome.
We're a little crooked.
I am Jay.
I'm Jen.
And we're here to help you help yourselves. And, you know, engage in general shenanigans and confuckery. There's going to be a lot of cussing in this video because I have a lot to say. So, if you are offended easily by that kind of thing, look away.
Look away.
Look away. I'm going to, you know, I've been trying to watch my mouth. I watched my mouth all throughout January. I think I did a doggone fine job
We both
during
did.
January that I didn't get banned. But I'm planning on getting banned today. I'm planning on getting sanctioned today because I got a lot to talk about. Jennifer is doing her usual technical stuff. So I'm just here to entertain the masses. So, yes. So happy birthday to Jennifer because today is Jennifer's birthday. Pew, pew. So she is, she's turning, what are you turning today?
48, I think. Maybe 47. I'm not sure.
I'll be turning 50 this year. I think you're turning 47. I think you're a couple years younger than me. I think you are.
You think?
I think. You're just a baby. And I'm sorry, of course.
I'm a baby
My
because
cough
of 3
is
years.
like, I'm here for the party too. So, anyway, so this episode of the Menopausal View is going to be, we're going to talk about hair loss during menopause and just hair loss in general.
Vicky Skyfers and Vicky Bovey.
Hey,
and
all the Vickies.
Marianne Bryce has joined us.
Hey, Marianne. So, I'm going to jump right into this because I can. And so, let me tell you where my hair loss started. My hair loss actually started, I noticed it right after the birth of my daughter. Because my hormones, I was going through some kind of a hormonal thing. You know how your hormones get after you give birth. Plus, I had given birth to a girl. And I noticed that like right here along the edge of my hairline right here was getting real thin. I actually felt like it was even moving back a little bit. And so I talked to my now ex-husband, then husband. I'm like, hey, dude. You notice anything different about my hairline? He's like, no, I don't notice anything different. I don't know what you're talking about. Women, we know our bodies. Do we not know our bodies? We know our bodies. So it started with a little, just that little thing, and it went back here. So let me show you, because we're all friends. We're all just girlfriends
I
here.
said Skyfers.
I'm going to take this wig off here, right here. You know, you guys know I have a lot of natural hair. So... But, hold on a minute. Hold on, Shelly. I'm hooked here. Help me. Okay. So, right in there is a patch right here. And it's probably about as big as a $50. That's been there. Should I just do the rest of the show like this? I think I'm a sexy enough bitch that I could pull it off. I'm going to say that out loud. Just sit here in the wig cap like this. But anyway, I digress. So it never showed up anywhere else. And but it's getting thinner, if that makes any sense. Like I can see as I get older, it's going to be a problem. Now, so that's been 26 years now. I've been able to live with this, okay? Well, this is a sexy look. But I know, of course, when you're in your 20s, because I was in my 20s at that time, think I'm gonna put the part here. Uh, I was in my 20s then, and that's a big deal. When you start losing your hair and you're in your 20s. Okay, I lied. I'm gonna put the part over here because the thing didn't hang right. Okay, so when you're in your 20s, like I said, that's a big deal because as a woman, that's your crown. That's your,
glory.
That's your glory. Yes. And I was very self-conscious about it. As I've gotten older, I have to say that I give... How many fucks do I give, Jen?
0.
Say it again for the people in the back.
0.
Because I've realized that, as a woman, we're hit with a lot, ladies. We got we get to do the pregnancies, we get to do the postpartum depression, we get to watch our bodies be mangled by childbirth, we get to have these unrealistic expectations about our physical appearance put upon us by people that don't give birth or have to, if they put on a little bit of weight, it's considered that, that they're seasoned or they got a dad body. Well, I got a mom body. I got a grandma body. How about that? So we want to talk about it because it's going to happen. If you live long enough, how many old women do you see that have a head full of thick, lustrous hair? A thick, lustrous mane of hair. How many do you see? 80-year-olds walking around right now.
Not 80-year-olds. Most of them haven't buzzed.
They just start cutting it because it's easier to disguise that than to, like I said, if you want to wear your hair long. I'm going to wear my hair long, like witch hair, all the way down to my waist until I check out. And I'm dyeing it black. I don't care. I don't care how much scalp you see through it. I don't give a damn. That's my signature look. And that's what we're going to roll with. But plus, I do enjoy these lovely wigs too. But there is no shame in the hair loss. Number one. So we're here because, we kind of want to also share. Number one, you have nothing to be embarrassed about. We're all going through it. We're all going through it to some level. And if you're not going through it yet, just hold on long enough. Wait long enough. It'll happen to you.
Now, I've had some form of alopecia my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't grow any hair pretty much anywhere on my body. I have no body hair. And my hair has always been very thin, very fine, and delicate, so to speak. Mm-hmm. When I had my ablation back in 2016, I got bald spot here, a bald spot here, and a bald spot right here. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you noticed, but I wear my hair on top of my head right here quite frequently because that's my worst bald spot. So a lot of my hair goes up on top of my head so that I can cover the majority of it. Or I boof my hair up. But when it started to always have thin, fine hair, and then to have my hair breaking off, and it was breaking off the worst right through here that I could actually physically see it. Mm-hmm. I would just sit there and look in the mirror and just bawl because I'm just like, this is just horrendous. And then when I had the weight loss surgery, more of my hair fell out
because of the vitamin being depleted.
Yes,
from a vitamin standpoint.
Yes, and it just continued to exacerbate, just everything that my body was going through. Then I went on steroids and I went on antibiotics, and it's like I'm on these medications. So not only did I go through my hormonal change, and then I actually had the hysterectomy, the complete hysterectomy. So I've gone through hormonal changes as well as physical changes as well as chemical changes as well. So it's my hair. It's about here, and it's so damaged, and I can't. It won't grow, and if it does, it's just a hot. It's a hot mess. It's just broken.
So, and that goes back to we're all dealing with it in different ways. Like for me, I don't wear my hair up on top of my head, because then it pulls this part of it up, and then it's very visible right here. So we are not, so let's go ahead and give this disclaimer.
We are not doctors.
We're not doctors. We are not medical professionals.
We cannot diagnose and we cannot prescribe.
Right. We are women that have tried different things and know other women that these things have worked for them. And so we're just passing along girlfriend knowledge. That's it. You use it or you don't. Completely up to you. So one of the first things I will say is, if you have insurance, or if you're able to afford it, see a dermatologist, first of all, because then they can identify if it's alopecia areata, if it's trigeminal, I think this is called trigeminal alopecia. There's alopecia totalis, which is where you don't grow hair anywhere. Literally, you're bald, you don't grow eyebrows, you don't grow a lustrous beard like myself. But first of all, get diagnosed. Nowadays, they have more treatments than what you think for alopecia. One of the main things is to get the shots, the scalp shots. And yes, it's a shot in your scalp. So it's a little bit painful, but you go in, I think it's once every couple of months or something like that. You go in, you get the shot in the scalp. And if there's active inflammation, because if you have that type of alopecia, that is the kind that it inflames. So there's an inflammation and the hair breaks off down to the root, and you get kind of like that spiky patch, and then the hair falls completely out. And there's a complete bald spot right there. They can actually give you shots while the hair is in that inflammation period that will tell your body, hey, that's your hair. Don't kill it. Try not to kill it. And that works in a lot of cases. And where the hair will actually grow back. So also, if you're past that, if they can't, like in my case, they did a biopsy of my scalp, and they're like, clearly the hair is gone there, but there's no active inflammation, so it wouldn't do us any good to give you a shot in it. So basically, here's what I had an aunt that used scalp med, and it actually did grow her hair back. And she was in her 80s. And while she preferred to wear wigs, she was completely bald. Like she had lost all of her hair except like right back here in the back. And I remember her, because I was actually telling her about this patch that was missing out of my head. And she gave me the telephone number to call and order this medication. Now, my thing is, I'm really, really bad about consistency. I'm not a person that consistently, and honestly, I just kept forgetting to put the thing on, because the active ingredient in the scalp med, or most of these topical things, is minoxidil. That is the female version of Rogaine. So where men use Rogaine, women can use minoxidil. So that's and if you're looking for a product, try to find one that actually has that. That means that you're going to have to apply it 2-3 times a day, to that spot. Another one of the things that I know I've heard my girlfriends use because there's also traction alopecia too. And traction alopecia is where you've put glue in your hair, or you've had braids and they're too tight, and you've literally waxed your scalp, like where you've literally pulled the hair out at the roots, or you've put your hair through so much stress that it has stopped growing, has fallen out, and like you talk about people with their edges. I have all mine. Thank you very much. But those that don't have their edges left anymore, that's usually from wearing weave, and even me, that's why I don't tape my wigs down. Well, I don't glue them down, rather. I probably could get some double-sided tape and tape them down if I were going to commit to wearing them like that, because I don't want to put anything on my hair that's actually going to pull at my hair. But those ladies have been using, like I know a few of my friends that have their hairs growing back because they're using biotin. They're actually...
That was one of my first suggestions, was biotin. I was waiting for you to finish. People who have EDS, which is what I have, we actually either overproduce biotin or we don't produce enough biotin or something, but we can't take biotin. It does nothing. It's like expensive pee for us. So I can't even use biotin. It actually makes me physically sick to my stomach to take biotin, which is kind of weird. But a lot of people who don't have EDS have seen a lot of success with biotin, and it is kind of a little miracle within and of itself.
Yep.
Another, I'm trying to think of what it's called. It's basically, it's silica. Silica is also really good for your hair. You can put it in your hair. You can also drink silica, and it's good for hair growth. If you've ever gotten the not dry shampoos, but the little tiny bottles of stuff that you can put in your hair to make it dirty, to give it kind of the volume that you're looking for.
I have never heard of these products.
I'll show it to you before you leave if I have some. But silica, you can get it. It's in like a lot of hair products. They're like a little powder that you put in your hair, and it's supposed to make it dirty, and it feels dirty. It makes your hair feel dirty, but it gives you that volume and gives you that ability to style your hair different. It gives it texture.
Volume, right?
It gives it texture. So it's actually really good for your hair. But I can't stand the way it makes my hair feel dirty because it literally feels dirty. But if you can actually get silica that you can probably get it on Amazon, but you can actually buy silica. It has similar properties that the biotin would to help with skin and health and hair as well. Another thing that I suggest...
We're not medical professionals. Just girlfriends talking.
Just
go ahead.
Is tea tree oil. Tea tree oil is really good for thinning hair and for alopecia. So what I personally do is I have a bottle of jojoba oil. Now, I worked for an herbalist for about 10 years, so I know just enough about herbs and stuff like that to be really dangerous. So please remember, I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose and I cannot prescribe. I can only tell you what I have used. But I have a bottle of jojoba oil, and there are two different kinds of jojoba oil. One is gold and one is not gold. And the gold has not been processed where the white or clear has been. So the better of it is the gold. And what jojoba oil does is it penetrates all 7 layers of your skin. So whatever you put in the jojoba oil is going to penetrate all 7 layers of your skin. So I generally put some tea tree oil in there, and there's some other ingredients. I can put it in the thing before the post. My recipe. That's all it is my recipe that I use. And there's things that you can exchange it for. But it's the kind of stuff that I keep on hand. I started using it because it's an oil. I would use it before I take a shower. So I would put it in my hair, especially through my roots, especially right through here and right here. And I would let it sit. Sometimes I would just let it sit all day, put a plastic bag on my head and let it sit all day. Or I would do like a half hour or an hour before I take a shower just to let my body heat it up and let it soak in. You can even use a hair dryer to let that stuff soak in.
Like a hot oil treatment.
It is like a hot oil treatment. Exactly like a hot oil treatment. And then I'd wash it out. And I usually use a shampoo that has no detergents. Detergents in your shampoos. So most commercial grade shampoos have detergents in them. And detergents can dry your scalp out and affect your hair follicles. So watch out for detergents. Most natural shampoos are going to be better for you. Have you seen the bar shampoos? Girl,
I have not.
I want to try those things. They're supposed to be like a whole bottle of shampoo in a bar, and you don't have the waste of the plastic. I've been looking into them, and most of them are all natural, so I'm kind
The
of
men
excited.
in my house would just use it as body soap. So there's that.
There's also what you're eating can affect alopecia. I have a girlfriend who
Or not eating.
let me tell you something. She is this cutest little thing. I call her my little pixie, right? And she's so adorable. And she was losing all of her hair, like all of it. And she had shaved it. She had like there was like shaved head with it was like an inch long, right?
Yeah.
And she was wearing wigs all the time. She was very upset about her hair loss. And she went to Italy. She was there for 3 weeks. Her hair grew in. She came back, didn't have another problem with alopecia for almost 3 years. So whatever she was eating that was different there compared to here, whatever it was what she was eating, how she was eating, what she was drinking, everything was different because it was a different country. And in the United States, we have the most contaminated foods, and it can wreak havoc on our hair and our hair follicles.
Also, if you're not getting enough protein in your diet, that can cause your hair to thin and fall out also. Iron supplements. If you are not somebody that gets enough dark leafy greens into your diet, if you are a person that is anemic. Also, let me just say this too. If you're anemic and they prescribed you iron pills, take the iron pills, because I did not know this. Number one, it can aid with the hair loss. Vitamin D and iron can aid with, helping to rejuvenate your hair growth. But also, because when you suffer from, usually hair loss is indicative of there's something else wrong going on.
It's just a symptom.
It's just a symptom. It's an outward. It's your body saying, hey, come check on me because something's not right here.
And your skin is your largest organ. So if there's something not working with your largest organ, then there's something wrong with something important.
Right. If you have a deficiency in iron or a deficiency in vitamin D, that can put you at a much higher risk for a heart attack. That puts you at a higher risk for a stroke. I did not know that a vitamin D deficiency could have those kind of repercussions. But after speaking with my internist, she's like, okay, this is why you need to really take this seriously. Because I'm like, vitamin D, I take it when I remember. The iron pills. I'm like, oh, they made my poop turn black. Who cares what color they make your poop turn? Seriously. So, but she's like, hey, buddy, here's why you don't want to.
Yeah. Hey, buddy,
here's why you don't want to let that keep going on. Because it's making your heart have to work much harder than it should. So, just a little girlfriend, just some girlfriend talk, girlfriend advice here to give you guys to say, you know what, make sure you're keeping yourself, especially at this stage in the game, once you get over 40, excuse me, try to make sure you're taking a multivitamin. Make sure that you're up on your checkups and stuff like, because it's this time right now that nonsense sneaks up on you. The stuff that while we're watching grandchildren and sitting at home watching Steve Harvey show and Oprah and all that stuff, that's when foolishness sneaks up on us. And, because like right now, I am proud to say that since last week, I am down 7 pounds. I'm making a concerted effort. Fist bump. Bam. I'm making a concerted effort. And this is not a New Year's resolution thing. This is, I'm a fat ass and I need to move type thing. So that's why, I think Dee was asking me, why are you making doesn't it, everything you're making now is something out of the sea. It is. It's really not intentional. It's just what I have a taste for because I'm the
Me
one that's
too.
got to eat it.
Me too.
So I cook what I want. I cook what I have a taste for at that moment. And this last couple, 2 or 3 weeks or so, all I've wanted is fish and seafood. And because that is something that you can eat and not feel guilty about.
True.
You can eat a lot of it too.
You can.
And it's almost no fat and almost no calories.
And you
I
want
don't
to
want to say no calories,
make
but you know
sure
what I mean. It's very, very, very low in calories.
it's fresh caught, not farm caught, because they have
Yes.
more
Stay away from tilapia. There is no fresh caught tilapia anywhere. And
too
when I
much
say
mercury.
there's so much mercury in that stuff, honey, that stuff will kill you.
So I have some things that some people have been making comments about.
Okay.
There is there's a hairstylist that is a friend of mine. She is she's right across from the Kenwood Mall. Mm-hmm. And her name is Deborah Englert. And she actually specializes in hair and alopecia.
Oh, okay.
She also has, she's also on the board for Wigs for Kids, where it's not I think it's Wigs for Kids, where they actually get their wigs for free. They don't actually have to pay for their wigs.
Okay.
And she helps make those wigs for them. Mm-hmm. So she would be a great source of information. She has topical solutions that you can put on your head, things that you can put in your body. She is a great resource for people who have alopecia, especially in this area. Her name is Deborah Englert, and I will tag her in this post as well. So if you want to get additional information, you can. Vicky says, Vicky Bobby line. She says she loves us together. We love us together too.
We love us together too. We wish we lived closer, but she lives out behind God's armpit. And so it takes me 35 minutes to drive out here.
I am very far away in another galaxy.
Far in another galaxy. So
I'm literally through the woods, across the river, across the bridge, and
over the dale.
And then you turn left at Joe's barn.
Right. So when I come out here, that's why we do, like, we'll do a show and then we'll stop and we'll come back on a few minutes later and do, and we try to do 3 or 4 shows to make good use of the time that I'm out here.
Yes. So and we love being together. We were talking about, we're madly in love with each other. It's just that simple.
We are.
We have severe girl crushes on each other. We are each other's persons. Whether we have other friends. I'm not saying that. Don't get me wrong. But she's my happy place. I will tell you that.
Yeah, there's a different energy when you found somebody that enjoys the same stuff that you enjoy. Dressing up in wigs, playing in makeup, eating,
being in front of y'all,
talking in front of a camera. Yes, so we are delighted to be here together in this place one more time. So, what else do we have? What else do we have from the audience?
Yes, they take hair donations. Please contact Deborah Englert. There's a very specific way you have to do the hair donations in order for them to use the majority of the hair. The way we were taught with the other hair donation places is not the best use of the hair. You want smaller bundles in order to use for the Wigs for Kids. So I will make sure that I put that link in there and she can answer those questions. But yes, she does take donations for hair as well. Mm-hmm. And if she doesn't, she can tell you exactly where you need to go to do that.
Yes.
She's a great resource on stuff like that.
Awesome sauce. And if you are a victim of alopecia, just know this. We understand. And you're not alone. Regardless of what you're going through, you're never alone. You really aren't. There's somebody out here. There's one of us, of the thousands of people that are involved with this page. Somebody's got the same situation that you've got or something very similar. So don't ever feel like you're just out here in the universe by yourself. We get it. Trust me. And like I said, if you live long enough, you might not have it now. Lucky. I wouldn't go tooting your own horn right now. Wait for it. It's coming. It's coming. So,
and there's probably nothing that you can tell me that you have that I haven't been like, okay, let me tell you on this date.
right, exactly. Exactly. So, anyway. So, that's all I got for... You have anything else for this particular episode? We're going to be on several different episodes today.
We have several subjects that we want to talk about.
There's going to be a lot of cussing today.
So,
I'm going to be cussing a lot today.
So make sure you share.
So
we have a couple of subjects that we have that have been pushing our, not necessarily pushing our buttons, but pushing our buttons for other people. They don't push our particular buttons for us, but we can't stand to see other people attacked, and we won't tolerate it. So
we'll not stand for it. We'll not stand for it. I'm not going to sit for it either. Won't happen. So anyway.
So I'll have to take my earrings off so I can
exactly
get ready for this. So we'll be back. We're going to have several subjects that we're going to be covering today. We're going to try and utilize this day as much as we can. So we'll be back in a few minutes. We're probably going to change some things up, go to the bathroom, that kind of thing. So go grab you some popcorn, go to the restroom, and come back and join us in a few minutes, okay?
Yes, we'll be back.
We will be back.
After these live messages.
And don't forget to share the video and tell people to join us. Oh, and make sure that you're following us on YouTube. If you're not following us on YouTube, we can't be friends. I've just decided that.
So, also, we pulled a winner. We're going to re-announce who the winner is. Because I can't remember the woman's name now. It escapes me. And then we are going to pull some winners for some other videos. Because I have a couple of videos that I didn't pull a winner for. And then Jen's got a couple that she needs to pull for. And then we're going to go forth and be magical. And I'm going to comb this wig out because I have plucked at it so much. And I've tried to look at that. Look at that. It's
you got some.
It's on the struggle bus right now. So we're going to comb this bad boy out.
You got some dreads going on over there.
I do. So we're going to get ourselves together here in the meantime. Anyway, so love you guys. Stay flabulous. Be right back.